swear they try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the win. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Jets. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set up, 50, plant. 54, Mike. And let's get that ball here. Let's get that plant.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the pistol, here's Elliott. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From the gun on 3rd down. Barry, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Check. Lucky. Cover.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Motion, check. Shift. Mike 56.
On 2nd down and 4. Trubisky. He finds Howard complete. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 33.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game. That type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opened things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete here.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
18. Mike 56.
Trubisky will throw. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Eric Armstead drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
2nd and 5. Throw left side complete. It's Crawford. And they're... able to get this one across the 35.
A gain of 11 on the play. And a Buccaneer first down.
Come on,
so from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with Elliott. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Barry firing quickly here, and that's complete. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. With his first career touchdown in his first career game. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead.
Next the score, Buccaneers 7, Jets nothing.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Now Trubisky on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On second down, Barkley. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Barkley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Flush to his right. And this one complete to Will Fuller. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
That's going to be caught and out of bounds. Down at the 3. And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Trubisky. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they get into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey, team 6.
Operating from the gun, Barry. That one complete to Elliott. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On the set.
Check, 55, Mike. Ready?
Bravo. Step.
From the gun on third down. Barry. That is caught. It's Perriman. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 30.
Let's go.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Set, ready.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. They'll try to sweep with Elliott. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 17-yard line.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Hey, Charlie.
2nd and 13. That is caught inside the 5. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener, and it's a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really say? Competitiveness.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys have now moved out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Punching it in from a yard away as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
The Jets take over first down. Let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Fighting to stay upright. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now Trubisky to throw. And he's going to go down again. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On now, Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. It's taken to the 26. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
To throw on second down. Barry. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Watch out, watch out. Go. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Go.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
At their own 2-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And it's taken in at the 9. Can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Dean Lowry, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me.
From the gun, Barry. He's able to find Hawkins. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
1st down, Tampa Bay.
Here we go. 30 base. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
This is Elliott. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. So 2 1st downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Barry, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kenny Clark picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for a loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Barry, he's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Dorsett on the return.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline, because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll keep it on the ground. Barkley. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. That's into the hands of Reynolds. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Josh Reynolds. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 29-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Now it's Barkley. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll keep it on the ground. Barkley. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
That's good for Jets. First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll run with Barkley. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Now on 2nd and 13, Trubisky, and that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. The Jets on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
50's the money. Tackles, tackles.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Maurice Hurst able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Barry. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
It's now 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Trubisky. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. On first down, Trubisky. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Trubisky to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Shaquille Barrett in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. That's complete to Gallman. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
36. You draw quarters.
They'll run forward with Gallman. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Now it's Trubisky. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position with all 3 timeouts. I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A first down carry by Elliott. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as he'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
So here we go, Charles, third down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Dorsett. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now